There is a quiet power in the presence of super empaths, highly sensitive and deeply compassionate individuals who can shift the entire energy of a relationship without arguing, yelling, or manipulating. Especially when facing someone with an avoidant attachment style, a super empath does not force closeness or chase affection. They respect themselves, remain calm, and observe, even when the other person becomes cold or distant. Simply by standing firm in their own presence, they unintentionally crack the avoidant's ego, an ego accustomed to controlling emotional distance. When the avoidant realizes their usual control tactics no longer work, an internal stir begins. The super empath's strength comes from quiet presence, insight, and unwavering authenticity, not pressure or conflict. Another defining trait is their emotional X-ray vision. Super empaths can see what others try to hide. With an avoidant, they often understand their fears and behavioral patterns better than the avoidant understands themselves. The avoidant may act calm, joke, or create intellectual distance, but the super empath sees the truth inside. The avoidant's ego, built on being untouchable and mysterious, cracks when the super empath says, "You're not distant because you don't care, but because you're scared." This is not an attack, but a gentle, accurate understanding that shakes the avoidant internally, even if they outwardly appear normal. Additionally, super empaths cannot be emotionally manipulated. Avoidants often withdraw, act inconsistently, or behave unpredictably to maintain control, leaving others doubting themselves. Super empaths do not fall into this trap. They do not plead, spiral, or blame themselves. They observe and decide how to manage their energy. When they pull back, the avoidant feels the void of lost control. The empath's calm silence is far more powerful than any argument, gradually weakening the avoidant's ego. Another sign is the super empath's healing energy, which awakens hidden shame. Avoidants often carry deep wounds, feelings of unworthiness, fear of being truly seen, and the belief that love comes at a cost. They mask this through independence, sarcasm, or intellectual walls. Yet, in the presence of a super empath, they feel both safe and unsafe. Safe because the empath is gentle, non-judgmental, and open. Unsafe because that openness reflects the truths they have buried. The ego cannot hold its shape. Shame rises, and sometimes the avoidant may even sabotage the relationship to escape discomfort. Finally, the greatest power of a super empath is leaving with peace. After enduring distance, disappointment, and emotional games, they leave not out of revenge or lesson teaching, but because they remember their own worth. The avoidant, used to being chased and controlling emotions, suddenly finds themselves left calmly. Their perceived power and control vanish. The super empath does not yell or rage, they simply stop participating, sending a message stronger than words. You do not have the power to make me betray myself. In this moment, the avoidant's ego shrinks, realizing that the person who once loved and understood them deeply now only sees patterns, not untapped potential. In short, super empaths do not break avoidance through force or imposition, but through truth, self-respect, understanding, and healing energy. They stand firm, without yelling or chasing, yet their influence awakens the avoidant to a choice: grow or retreat forever. The ego that refuses to change will shatter, but the heart can open if the avoidant humbles themselves and recognizes the value of people like super empaths. Their strength does not come from loud words or dramatic actions, but from absolute calm and integrity. A reminder that sometimes, the strongest way to love is to remain true to yourself and leave when necessary.